The Magic Button's Fantasy Flight, a 250-year journey to freedom by Swapna Gangopadhyay. Chapter 3, 1763, The Grumble in the Woods. The world snapped back into focus with a soft thump. The children landed on a thick branch of an enormous ancient tree. Mist curled through the forest below, carrying the scent of pine, damp earth, and something older, something watching. "Where are we?" Joanna whispered, steadying herself. Barnaby perched beside them, her amber eyes glowing warmly. "Welcome, young travelers, to the year 1763. Below them, a tall man in a muddy coat stood before a wooden sign that read, "No settlers beyond this point." He stared at it with a mixture of anger and disbelief. "Why the long face?" Joanna called down before she could stop herself. Barnaby chuckled softly. That expression was shared by many in these woods. Let me explain." She adjusted her spectacles and fluffed her feathers, settling in like a storyteller preparing a fireside tale. The children gathered close on the wide branch, Diller steady and alert, Randy leaning forward eagerly, Josh scribbling notes, Joanna thoughtful, and Walter chewing on Barnaby's tail feathers until she gently nudged him away. "Listen carefully," Barnaby began. "This was the year of what many call the Grumble in the Woods." Randy frowned. "Was it a monster?" "In a way," said Barnaby, "but it's not the kind with claws. This monster was made of frustration, fear, and broken promises." The forest around them shimmered, and scenes unfolded like living memories. "A great war had just ended," Barnaby continued. "The French had left these lands, and the British king, far across the ocean, claimed everything for himself. The settlers who lived here were thrilled. They believed they would finally be allowed to move west, into the rich lands beyond the Appalachian Mountains." The children watched as settlers packed wagons, smiling with hope. "But," Barnaby said, her voice lowering, "but the woods were not empty. The Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley were home to many native nations who had lived here for countless generations. They saw fences rising, trees falling, and strangers pushing deeper into their world." A low rumble echoed through the trees. "Was that thunder?" Walter asked, eyes wide. "No," said Barnaby gently. "That was the sound of anger building. A great leader named Pontiac spoke to the tribes. He warned them that if they did not stand together, their way of life would vanish like morning mist." The rumble grew louder, war cries, clashing weapons, smoke rising from distant forts. "Battles broke out," Barnaby said. "Forts were captured. The woods became a place of danger and fear." The children sat silently, the weight of history settling around them. "To stop the fighting," Barnaby continued, "the king drew an invisible line along the Appalachian Mountains. He called it the Proclamation of 1763, and he declared, 'No settlers may cross this line.'" "That's not fair," Randy burst out. "The settlers helped the king win the war." "Exactly," said Barnaby. "The settlers grumbled at the king, the native nations grumbled at the settlers, and the king grumbled at everyone for being so difficult." Josh scribbled furiously. "So everyone was mad at everyone." "Precisely," said Barnaby. "The hope for peace was as thin as a dry leaf, and though no one knew it yet, this moment, this grumble, was the first spark of something much bigger." "The revolution?" Diller guessed. Barnaby nodded. "The seeds of it, yes. When people feel unheard for too long, their frustration grows roots." The wind whispered through the branches, carrying the echoes of old arguments and broken promises. Walter tugged on Barnaby's wing. "Is the monster gone now?" Barnaby smiled softly. "History's monsters rarely vanish, little one. They simply change shape. But understanding them helps us face the future with wisdom." She spread her wings wide. "Come, children, our journey continues." The magic button glowed faintly in Diller's pocket, pulsing like a heartbeat. To buy this book or pre-order, visit our website, www.dreamywriter.com and watch the full video. Please subscribe to our channel.